Alright, hello and welcome everybody to another match of the Alpha Semi-Pro Team League. Today, we've got a lot of versus Protoss matchups. It's going to be FXB versus Ris3n competitive. So let's hop right on into things here. Up in the top left-hand corner here on Submarine, it is Trumpet. And down in the bottom right-hand corner, the red Terran player, it is Foz. So I was looking at the lineups when they went live, and it was kind of funny because we, as in Ris3n Competitive, fielded 0 Protoss players. And FXB has fielded exclusively Protoss players, which means no mirror matchups today, guys, and a lot of versus Protoss. We're going to have 2 TVPs and 2 ZVPs. And I'm pretty excited to check out a little bit more on the new maps. They've been out for a little while now. I feel like most of the time when a new map pool drops, it takes, you know, a month or so before people really get acclimated with what the good builds are on the different maps, maybe how they want to position buildings and play different styles. All of that just kind of takes time to get in the groove of. But we've had a little bit of that. This isn't like the first week of the map pool anymore, so I feel like more and more as time goes on, we're going to see more experienced and maybe more interesting and diverse builds from players of this caliber. So right now it looks like it's going to be a Gateway expand from Trumpet and a Reaper expand here from Foz. About the most ordinary opening you could really ask for in a TVP. Foz notably keeping that Reaper at home at first, looking around for a proxy here, not just diving out onto the map with it. And actually, this Trumpet is going to go for a little sneaky scout, but does get blocked off, and now this Reaper is going to clear that out. That probe, not going to be able to get any harassment done, but... So it's going to be Robo before Twilight here for Trumpet. But I would not be surprised to see that Twilight follow very, very shortly. Is it going to be Hellions or Mines? It's going to be Hellions. And these Hellion drop builds can be very, very effective in this matchup, especially on a map like Submarine, where you can, you know, if they do the wall, we've seen Terrans using the Reaper grenade to pop things out of the way and let them run in. There's also a pretty big area where you can drop in, and Hellions can wreak havoc on a Protoss economy very quickly. Now, it is a very technical opening. It doesn't really have a lot of units that pack an initial punch. Your stim is going to be late. Your medevacs are going to be late. It looks like this could be Banshees as well. Yep, there is Cloak and there is Banshee. So this could be really cool here. I really like the Terran builds that kind of center around doing a 2-pronged attack like this, where you have, alright, we'll send you know, the Hellions into the natural while our Cloak Banshee goes into the main, but Trumpet's defense so far is looking pretty robust. He's got Stalkers in position. Now, the thing that's going to be noticeably absent here for him with this quick Robo-Bait tech is... Oh, can he get in? He can! He's in! Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a second because he is in the base. He's got the units he needs to deal some damage here. Will the units clump up is the only question. We're going to have to see how many he can get here. 2 so far. He's going to be looking for more damage. There's 4. Can he get a few more shots off? That could be the difference in this being worth it or not. It's going to be 5, and it looks like that's all he's going to get. So 5 workers, probably an acceptable loss here for the Protoss, but it does come with a full scout as well. And as I was saying, with the absence of the Twilight Council, that means that there is absolutely no Blink. And Blink, very, very useful in defending these types of aggressions. Now, let's see, is that the only observer? No, there are 2 observers. But he's going to come in with this Banshee. He's going to pick himself off 3 more workers. Oh, he needs to be careful here. You don't want to lose this Banshee. Behind this, it is actually going to be a mech play here from Foz, so a little TVP mech for you. That's pretty cool. But again, he should know that there's an observer here and thusly cannot go in, even with Cloak. Picks off that probe at the 3rd as well. And if we go on much longer, this is going to be a extremely delayed third here for Trumpet. Second Banshee on the way. He's actually going Colossus, and that's another important thing. He's going to go around now, but I don't think he's identified the mech play here. Has he gone into the main with the Observer? Not in a little while. So he doesn't know about this yet. Oh, here comes the cloak. These Banshees need to be very careful. Only one worker, and then they're just going to dip. I like that play. Not overcommitting. Those Banshees still, even though there's a defense in place, there's a lot of value in holding these Stalkers here. These Stalkers here mean they're not out on the map, they're not blinking into the main, they're not poking at the front, they're not doing anything but guarding the expansion, which is good for the Terran. He's going to come in now, and he's going to recognize that this is, in fact, a mech play. 2 factories, going to see the third. And it's actually going to be Hyperflight Rotors, the Banshee speed upgrade on the way as well. Tanks coming out. Here's the Twilight Council, and I feel like Foz is in a good position here. The reason for that is there's a period of vulnerability when you're opening mech against Protoss. When the tank count isn't low, they might be trying to take a third base, and that defense gets really stretched and spread apart. That's very exploitable by quick, highly maneuverable units that can find the weak point of the Terran and jump on it. Things like Charge Slots and Blink Stalkers come to mind. Now, with the delayed Twilight Council, those aren't going to be on the table for a long time. Charge is just now starting. And while I don't mind Colossus, I think we have seen top-level Protosses even mix them in against mech compositions. These classes aren't going to be great for pushing Foz anytime soon. And actually, that could be dangerous. This could be real dangerous. If he can get into the natural with the Hellions, and into the third with the Banshees, he might even be able to get a Colossus here. This cannon, I'm guessing that's a cannon, is not done yet, but it actually might finish just in time here. We're going to have to see. Foz is coming in here for a double-sided maneuver here. He's going to have to be careful. That shield battery there does provide a lot of healing, but in the natural, actually the shield battery is being very, very clutch. Only 3 workers. That's a very good defense here by our Protoss player. Couldn't really afford to hemorrhage out any economy, and he does not. Now the third CC is done. It's transforming now. He's probably going to want to get that landed shortly. 1-1 for the mech units as well, and I think this is the obvious play. Take this kind of little pocket third. It's definitely the most defensible position, because again, you really just have to lock down these 2 areas, which a siege tank right here can kind of cover both. Now it's going to be Archons getting mixed in here for Trumpet. After that Archon stops blocking his Templar friend. Oh, is that Archon stuck? Oh, it is stuck. Oh, womp. Oh, he recalls him. That's funny. But I really think he wants to get powered up on the gas at this expansion as well. Foz is absolutely exploding up in supply here. Looking at the army count, he is well in the lead. Because Trumpet, I feel like, had to go back, kind of put a halt on the unit production, get his tech up. I still don't think he has Blink. And I really, for his sake, would want to see him get it here. I feel like whenever there's these mobile harassment forces, like there's going to be Hellions, he's committed to Banshees, having Blink as a defensive option is just, it's huge. Now this Marine will start to catch this push out, and this is a scary army. That army supply that was not in his favor has evened out, but there's so many cannons here, he cannot fight this. Yeah, Foz, you cannot fight that, brother. But actually, it looks like he's going to rotate around, and now he can start hitting this mineral line. He's going to target down that shield battery, and he's in a weird spot here. He's kind of forced into attacking here, but I don't know if he even really wants to do that yet. Here comes Foz into the main base. He's going to start gunning down workers as well. So the economy absolutely getting gutted a little bit here in the background for Trumpet. He's down to 45 workers, but this army... Oh, I really like this. The SimCity's coming up. Foz needs to defend here and now. If he wants to win this game, he's done a ton of economic damage behind this, but this drop too. That's really, really smart. Most of the Zealots are gone, but here come more gateway units. The army supply is in favor of the Protoss, and he might have broken the back of the Terran here. But again, all his economy is gone down. He has to kill the Terran player here. Might just barely have enough, though. Actually, he might have more than enough. The supply is still in the favor of Foz, but it's all army supply here for the Protoss player. Foz desperately tries to hang on. Those Zealots and Archons are getting on top of everything. The Protoss player now at a supply lead. And there are Banshees, but there are 2 observers here. So Foz, I mean, is there dead air? If he could get a building down there, Trumpet's out of money. He is out of money, and he does not have any probes. So I don't know if Foz knows it, but he does have the draw condition here. He should not lose this game. This should absolutely be a draw at the worst for him. He's going to go around and kill these pylons. Really needs to lift off these buildings, though, I feel like. Yeah, there we go. Now, it is a little late, and he can kind of start chopping down on these buildings. He's got 2 mines here. Any damage is value at this point, but... let's see. No workers for either side here. This is getting really weird. But I think the army is better for the Protoss player. And I don't know if Foz is going to have the time. I really want him to get a factory into the corner, force the replay at the very least. He's running around here. He sees there's no workers, I feel like. They're just not there. This cannon even... oh, might get a Banshee. Almost does not get the kill there. Is that going? Where's it going? Oh, he's landing it. Ah! Foz, get the draw. Get the draw condition. You have it, man. No, he can't fight this army. He has to run away. He has to dodge around. But again, Trumpet can't make anything else here. This is... he's got what he's got. That's going to burn down. Is there anything else that can lift here? No. And those 2 are burning. So it's just the starport. If he can get the starport back here, where it can't be hit, he has the draw condition. Where is it going? Foz has not rebuilt his base. He is being revealed here. These 2 mines, though. It's pretty good hits, but I don't think it's enough. All he's got left are these Hellions and Banshees. That starport goes down. Foz no longer has access to the win condition here, or the draw condition, sorry. He's going to try and take this fight. Is there enough anti-air with these Archons? I think the answer is yes, but actually, he can micro this pretty hard. All he's got to do is keep bouncing back and forth, not let these units get hit. Again, there's no blink here. So if he keeps dancing, this is going to be such a tight walk here. Oh, gets a kill on an Archon. Needs to be careful. But, oh my gosh, is he doing this? This is absolute madness. This is absolute madness. He just needs to keep kiting here. All he's got to do is focus on these Banshees. And if he kills this... oh, the mines come back into play! They can pick us on everything! There is now just 2 Archons. That is the extent of the anti-air here. Oh my god. Has Foz done it? Has he done it? This is absolute madness here. Everything is down. Now again, he's revealed. But there's nothing here. He can start killing the Nexus. Oh, needs to be careful. The drop. Oh, Banshee goes down. Foz, you have to babysit these units. You can't let the Prism get near. That's a big hit. So many of the units go down. Needs to dodge away from this prison. It doesn't have Prism speed, and he does have Banshee speed. Oh, this is going to be so close. Such a tightrope walk here. Detection, not a problem for the Protoss, as there are those 2... oh, he gets another Banshee. He's doing this, I think. Oh, the Banshee goes down, and I think that is going to be curtains here. Can you buy a probe? I don't think it matters. He's got nothing to lift into the corner. These guys like, alright, let's be honest, what's going on here? Yeah. At this point, they're just debating out, like, well, how does this actually play here? He has no buildings that can float. Would have been a draw condition, but yeah, just double checking. I don't have frags anywhere. Yeah. Worth checking out, but it looks like Trumpet is going to take this absolutely fantastic game number 1. Got real crazy there. GG, well played is called. Back in action here. Gotta update the score. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner for FXB, it is Kevin. And up in the top left-hand corner, representing Ris3n Competitive, it is Steven. Now, we can only hope that upcoming matches are even close to as good as that last one was, as it was absolutely phenomenal. That games like that are why I'm like, yeah, man, I gotta play more StarCraft. You watch something like that, it's high pressure, it's intense, you can tell the players are having fun playing it. But now we're mixing things up a little bit here. We have a ZVP. As I said, we are going to have no mirror matchups tonight. We have TVP, ZVP, ZVP, TVP, if we go through all the matches. So it's going to be a hatch gas pool opening here from Steven. Now, I don't know much about Kevin's playstyle. I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of seeing him play before. But I do know that Steven is capable of pulling out weird stuff. He will go for the proxy hatch. Not going to be an option for him this time. Just going to block that. The Nexus for a little bit, but he's one of those few guys that's like, yeah, I'm a drone scout. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. And he had mentioned with the no Overlord spot on this map. Ooh, gets the gas steal just in the nick of time, and that does slow down the Protoss a little bit. And it really does deter like a Stargate opening. Openings like that tend to be a little bit more gas intensive, the Stargate costing more than your other tech options in the Robo and the Twilight. Actually goes for the cancel, and he's actually just going to keep doing this. But ideally, at this point, the second gas would be down here, and he's actually going to take it in the natural, which is good. It's just going to take him a little bit longer to get up and mining on that. Now, speed is on the way. He's still keeping two guys in gas, likely to get Overlord speed as well. Ling speed, Overlord speed, all the speed. Gets the probe as well. That's a nice pick. Completing the wall now is Kevin, as the Adept gets into place, and he puts down that second gateway. And the first tech... Oh, it's actually... No, it's a Robo, and it gets scouted right away. Okay, so that is good for the Zerg player whenever you know the opening for sure. And I feel like he kind of guided him into it a little bit here by stealing that gas. Now, Robo openings can still be very flexible. You can go for an Archon drop, which, with the Queen range being reduced recently, is more effective than it was before, as Queens are the primary defensive tool for an early game Zerg. But there's also a lot you can do that is really aggressive off of a Robo opening. A lot of those Immortal Sentry pushes can be really brutal, and we're going to have to see what the first unit is here. He needs to make sure he's in position there. Steven, lurking with some links, going to see that the wall is up. But what will that first Robo unit be? It's going to be an Immortal, not a Warp... Oh, no, he switches it. It is a Warp Prism. Okay. So maybe like a 4 Stalker drop or something? Because there's no Twilight, right? There's 2 more gateways. Yeah. So I'm guessing this is going to be the 4 Stalker, the 4 Stalker play? That would be my guess. This Adept is actually going to get into the natural, and it might be able to get some drone damage done here. Steven going to have to pull away. Nice cancel, or building block there. He's going to go into the main as well. He's going to see that Roach Warren too. That's a nice little scout there for our Protoss player, though it is, considering when he saw the Robo, about normally timed. And Steven's drone count isn't crazy high right now. He's getting... Oh no, he got 1 spore from the canceled, or from blocking the Adept. Yeah, there's the second Stalker, and Immortal going to follow this up, so maybe a little bit of a 4 Stalker drop, follow it up with a little bit of aggression, and actually he's just going to get out of the map and start harassing these Overlords. A nice play. Steven does have a excess of Overlords though, so this isn't going to like supply cap him right away, but more gateways come down. 2, 4, 5. Oh, okay, a lot more gateways going down. 5 additional gateways, making it 8 in total, meaning this is absolutely locked in to be an Immortal Sentry push. It looks like he's got the Warp Prism. He might be... No, he's just going to drop here. But Steven's got a goodly amount of units here. He stopped at 33 drones, which is a very low drone count. The lair is almost done, and the Roach Warren's finished. So this Stalker drop could be quite annoying here for him. He's got some Roaches to defend. He's kind of set up like this is an Archon drop. but it's not, right? It's a Stalker drop with an Immortal Sentry behind. He's gonna see that and he's gonna be like, okay, okay. Likely that means that there is no Twilight on the field. This might get a Queen, will not get a Queen, and actually bleeds out a Stalker and a lot of HP on that Prism, and that is very important. Whenever you're attacking as Protoss, the Prism is the absolute lifeblood of that push. It allows you to reinforce. It obviously offers a really, really high amount of micro potential. And a lot of Zergs will try and stunt a push by picking off that Prism. That's not going to be an option. You know, he goes in, he sees that many sentries and 2 Immortals. I mean, Steven knows what's going down here. There's no third. This is going to be an all-in, and he's going to have to get himself ready here. Because this gateway count is absolutely massive. He is up to 50 workers, but again, the army supply, not in his favor. He needs to start making those very quickly. This Baneling Nest could be very important. Oh, he needs to be careful with the Lings. Just buy himself time here to get Banelings up and then mass up units. He is supply blocked, though. That is really painful at this point. You never want to be supply blocked right before a push like this. Oh, he needs these Lings. He needs them. I think he's just trying to buy himself time here. He's going to need Banelings, because this push is going to be absolutely devastating. A run-by, not really going to do much here. He's fully walled off. He can warp in units behind, and this army is right here, right now, and it's big and it's scary. Steven is getting spines as well. This wall is starting to go down here, but here we go. This is a big, big army here from our Protoss player, and he's actually forcing him back into the natural. There's so many force fields now. These Raptors can break them. These first files not hitting, actually, and there we go. There are the force fields cutting the army in half. Steven trying to buy time, but the backbone of this army is still up here. Warpins at home are going to defend that counterattack. 22 workers have gone down. These spines are starting to finish. That could maybe turn the tide here as they're going to start picking off the sentries, but the Immortals are still there. The economy untouched for the Protoss player, allowing him to get these warpins, and I think he's got just barely enough to break the back of the Zerg. Good vials, but I don't think it's going to be enough, even with those transfuses. Kevin looks like he's broken the back of his opponent and given his team a 2-0 lead here in this clan war. GG, it's called. All right, game number 2 in the books. We are going to be... All right, here we are. I once again forgot to put the score up right away because I am incompetent. But my incompetence aside, let's get on in to game number 3. This one going to be on Ice and Chrome, as I mentioned, and it's going to be another PVZ. Spawning down in the bottom left-hand corner. Playing for FXB, but is Pigpan member, as they have an alliance. It is John Bomb. And up in the top right-hand corner, representing Ris3n competitive, it is the red Zerg player, New Breed. New Breed, I want to say, I should know this as I'm the SemiPro captain, but I want to say that this is his debut in SemiPro. So he's featured, I think, a number of times for us in Amateur. He's a very strong player, and it's exciting to see players, win or lose, step up to that next level. It's what we're all about here. Healthy competition and fun. And I think these guys, John Bomb, I believe, is their lowest MMR player, as I think New Breed is for us. So probably the best matchup that these guys could have hoped for. Obviously, they're both very talented players, but there's some heavy hitters amongst our lineups here. And I think that this one could make for a very solid matchup between these two guys. Ice and Chrome, man. They were like, we had Purity in Industry, we decided we had to get rid of it, so we needed another and map. Okay, we need another one. Although this one doesn't appear to be, like, split. I guess this is the Chrome and this is the Ice. I'm guessing? I don't know, man. And throughout all this, I missed the fact that the pool is now done here for New Breed. Double Queen, drones on the way. What looks to be a standard build here from our Protoss player. Does go Warp Gate first. You'll see some Protosses delay Warp Gate just a second to get tech out, typically only if it's a Stargate, which leads me to believe it won't be, which it isn't. There's the Twilight going down. And it's really cool to see, I think, as a fellow Protoss player, that build orders are getting a little bit more diverse. We're seeing Stargate plays, we're seeing Twilight plays, we're seeing Robo plays. Obviously, with the Robo plays, you can get very aggressive with them. You can do the Archon drops. Stargate plays, everybody knows how Stargate builds work at this point. And in the last patch, you know, Zest really popularized that Glaive Adept style. It would not shock me to see John Baum go for that here. It's a very strong style. His first Adept is actually going to get into the natural here. Cancels the Shade wisely, as there are Lings there, but just kind of testing the waters, keeping the Zerg player on his toes a little bit. New Breed is like, I'm already on my toes. So I feel like you see a lot of interactions like that, especially early in the game in StarCraft, where it's like 90% of the time this won't do. Ooh, actually might get a drone. Does get a drone, loses the Adept. I think that's an even trade. But you see a lot of builds like that that are like, or parts of builds there where it's like, this probably won't get damage, but I gotta like keep the other guy honest, and sometimes it will get damage, and you know, eking out those small advantages and over time turning those small advantages into big advantages is how you win a game of StarCraft. So it is going to be the DG drop play. This is an old school build, and I like it. 3 gateways on the way here. So he's going to have 4 gates. He's going to have a Dark Shrine and a War Prism. Now, this is going to get scouted. And you might be like, oh, Revolt. He's going to scout the DTs. That means no damage can get done. Wrong, because anyone that's seen this build knows the follow-up to this is the Archon drop. The DTs are there to kind of test the waters out, maybe see if you can get anything done. But the real threat here is the follow-up Archon drop. He's actually attacking the natural. Might get a Stalker. Does not get a Stalker. But the question is there detection? And right now there's not. The lair is still only halfway done. He saw the Dark Shrine. He really needs Spores, and he needs them now. Does he have a Sport the Third? There's no Sport the Third yet. Here come the DTs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if he might lose this third base. Oh my goodness, this could be absolutely disastrous. There's the Spore. He's just going to cancel that. Or kill it, more accurately. And now this could be disastrous here for New Breed. This 4 DT drop, getting the third base with DTs is the absolute ideal scenario here. He's going to go for the transfuse. Nothing in the Zerg arsenal is going to stop that from going down. And at this point, New Breed is in a whole world of trouble. Might even bleed out a few queens here, but on 2 bases, ooh, let's see. He gets out with 3 of the DTs, too. So that's a very inexpensive trade here. And again, he's going to go back. He's going to warp in 1 more DT. Probably just turn it into an Archon drop to keep the pressure on his opponent. Oh, he's going to go for this base. He should not be able to get it. Nice dodge there on the Roach attacks. And again, if you're a layman of StarCraft looking at this, you might be saying, well, the worker count's even, and, you know, the army count's pretty even. This is a close game. Not really. Right now, this is hugely Protoss favored. You always want to be a base ahead as the Zerg player. And he's not right now. And this is teeing up to a 2-base attack that's going to be absolutely devastating. He's going to make Archons here. He's going to have, I think those are charge slots. Yeah, they are charge slots. He has charge. And the good news here for New Breed is he's continuing to make Roaches. And I feel like that's what you want in this scenario. Roaches with Roach speed. So we get a little bit of lag here, actually. But Roaches with Roach speed, because they are good against charge slots, they're good against Archons, and the Immortal count isn't crazy high. There aren't force fields. He just needs to kite like there's no tomorrow here. Here we go. The Protoss player is going to try and dive on this. Kiting backwards now is New Breed. Needs to isolate these Archons and start picking them off. They are the damage powerhouses here, along with the Immortal. 7 more Roaches on the way, but these Warpins are not going to stop here. Those Spores will zone the Prism a little bit. These Queens are actually diving on it, trying to get the Prism kill. A Spore as well. This Prism's super low, but it's going to go to the main and try and get a Warpin in. Let's see how the battle is faring. So far, it looks like New Breed is pushing him back, but very slowly. And now more units are entering the fray, and actually this might just be barely too much. The Warp Prism is on. Keep in mind, all this time there's no reinforcements coming out here. These drones are actually going to get surrounded on the Immortal. That's absolutely what they want to be firing at and attacking. But he's lost so many workers. 29, 31 workers. New Breed is down to 10 or 11 workers here. He is going to hold this attack, but at what cost? His economy is shattered. 6 DTs going to be made into Archons getting warped in here. G is called John Bomb. He's going to complete the sweep here for FXB. So that's going to be all that we have for you today. GG, well played to all of our players. And all of you watching, thank you. If you haven't already, drop a follow. And have a wonderful evening. Oh, wait, actually, Ris3n's streaming, isn't he? I can raid him. I want to raid him. Let's raid him. I don't think I've ever raided before. I just don't stream enough. Is Ren streaming? No, Ren is not streaming. Okay, well, that answers that question. In that case, have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.